The Avs are tough to beat even when the bounces aren't going their way. When they start getting the breaks, it's near impossible to summit that mountain. Avs win over the San Jose Sharks 5-3.
Alex Newhook!
Oh boy.
Whoa!
This was not a particularly competitive game. Even early on, when you thought the Sharks had scored, the Avs were dominating the play, and they continued to dominate until they got a comfortable lead and then cruised to the finish. Now, this could have looked a lot different. The Sharks were the first team to score on their first real scoring chance of the game, but they were offside. Simple as that. I don't really have to break this one down. There's no questionable things. When you're offside, and this one was pretty definitive. So the Sharks get the goal called back, a break for the Avs. When things are going the Avs' way, especially these lesser teams, they're just not going to beat Colorado, particularly the way special teams has been playing for the Avs lately. And I don't think this one is bounces as much. Getting a goal called back, yeah, the Avs got a little bit lucky there. But the Avs were perfect on both sides of special teams. 1-for-1 on the power play, which is good to see. But more importantly, they kill 5 penalties. You don't want them to take that many, but when you're perfect on the PK, it makes your life so much easier. By the way, game management. Pretty crazy. I actually thought the refs did a fine job tonight, but it's kind of nuts how few penalties get called when they get up 2 or 3 goals. The first goal of the night was the Avs power play goal, and their lack of using the bumper, at least a real bumper, continues to work wonders for them. Of late on the power play, the Avs have used working the puck low to high to great effect on other teams. It gets them moving, it gets them chasing, and it gets them out of position. This time, it's Nuke behind the goal line, getting it up to Mikko, back to Kale. You can see they get the high forward coming all the way out and just a little bit loose in their box around it. So, as Kale works this puck back to Mikko, Kadri just drifts into a soft spot with the high man. Someone in the box has to commit to Mikko, so he can't just walk in and fire. You know he's dangerous there. And suddenly, Kadri has just enough space with a left-handed defenseman in front of him that he can just make a nice little tip play. Technically playing the bumper spot, though this is really more of a net front position, and it's a beautiful tip for Kadri. That one's pretty par for the course, right? You have the Avs' best players playing well and just beating a lesser team. You're straightforward in that one. It's the second goal in the first period that maybe is a little bit more surprising to people, but it's a nice reminder that even bottom-line NHLers are really, really good. First of all, Erik Karlsson's going to get clean possession of this puck. Should be out of the zone here 100%. He had a bunch of options, but not quite as good as he once was. Maybe ends up turning the puck over off of a nice forecheck from Kubel and Burakovsky. Burakovsky just able to get enough stick on this one to knock it loose, which allows Darren Helm, who reads the play well, to step up, get the puck, drag it to his backhand side to get around Karlsson nicely, and then he cuts in on the goaltender, goes to the forehand, and just roofs it. Beautiful stuff. That seemingly comes out of nowhere for Darren Helm, and you're not going to ask Helm to do anything like that ever, if we're being honest, but it's nice to see him get on the board and see the Avs actually show a little bit of talent in their bottom 6. People will get mad at me if I don't mention this. Curtis McDermott had a good hit and a neat fight, so cool. It was 2-0 after the first, and the Avs wasted no time pretty much ending this game at the start of the second, as they get a goal just 35 seconds in. Devontae's leading and helping win a forecheck? Sure, why not? Colorado just built different. He gets this puck back to McKinnon at the point. The Sharks all look at McKinnon, they all respect him, but they forget about this guy, Cale Makar. Yeah, he's pretty good at hockey too, and he finishes off of a nice pass from McKinnon. Takes him 2 tries, but shoots one that creates a quality rebound. He's able to collect it himself, and it ends up in the back of the net. No real special sauce here. The Avs are just good. The puck's going in. The Sharks are playing Zach Sawchenko, who's playing his 6th NHL start, and the Avs shot the puck and it went in the net. It's pretty straightforward. And after this goal, the Avs kill off a couple of penalties. You get past the halfway mark, and it really does feel like this game is over. And even if you weren't confident in that, the Avs tack on another one to make it 4-0. The Avs just kind of styling on San Jose at this point. Mikko does a disgusting spin move, which would have gotten him to the middle of the ice if he didn't get tripped. There was a penalty coming here, but the Avs didn't bother waiting. McKinnon showing his speed. Makar showing stupid talent. Looks like they've lost Val Nichushkin in front. Big mistake. Makar, he's a freak. He's going to get the pass through. Nuke doesn't get it on the initial try, but again, young rookie goaltender can't really figure it out. The second opportunity gets finished. 4-0 leads. unacceptable if you blow something like this. Full stop. Totally understand. And I know people are going to be worried that the Avs allowed this game to get back within one. But I'm not really worried about it at all, if I'm being honest with you. The Avs have only lost in regulation when scoring first once this entire season, and that was just a couple weeks ago against New Jersey, with some context of it being a back-to-back where they were exhausted. Are they making games closer than they need to be? Yeah, probably. But at the same time, they're also conserving their legs and still getting the win, which is what matters. And if I'm being honest, this game really never felt close. I don't think the Avs played particularly poorly. At the end of the game, they just got a little bit of poor goaltending. With that being said, the Avs did not get out of the second period with a 4-goal lead. You'd have liked to see them not give any momentum to San Jose, but they do give that one up with less than a minute to go in the period. San Jose using Avalanche tactics here, working it low to high, eventually across to the near point, and the Avs forwards just get caught here. They have 4 guys deep in the zone, away from the puck side of the ice. It's not a great look, and if you have 4 guys deep, maybe what you do is, I don't know, take the dudes in front of the net, tie up their sticks, move them physically, something. Instead, the Avs don't do that. They all kind of sit there. They just entirely give up their own net, and Francouz isn't going to be able to see anything. They even get a tip on this puck. So, Avs a little bit sloppy, but whatever. Honestly, to me, that goal is pretty meaningless. Not really blaming anyone for it either. It's a good tip in front, and things happen. That's why you score 4. The third period, the first half of it, was pretty slow, pretty boring. The Avs just kind of taking care of their business and not expending too much energy. The second half, well, it probably should have been pretty slow and pretty boring, but at least one of these goals Pavel Francouz has to have, and it's probably this one. Look, a little more effort here and you don't have a problem. This puck should have been up and out of the zone, but the Avs just kind of lazily whack at the puck and end up losing the battle. Should never have been in this situation in the first place. I think we can all agree there. Nonetheless, a little slip 5-hole shot right through Frankie's legs. That one is really soft. The clock keeps ticking down from there. The Avs kind of still cruising around. Eventually, San Jose makes it a 1-goal lead with less than a minute and a half to go. Honestly, pretty similar situation to the last goal. EJ has clean possession of his puck with a minute and a half left in the game. It should be up and out of the zone every single time, but he does not put a good clear on it. It's kept in. Carlson found a little bit of space off of the keep. He gets to walk in and fire. Even with a little bit of a bobble, Francouz gets beat pretty cleanly. Sure, maybe a bit of a screen on this one at least. Now, could this have backfired on the Avs? Yeah, it probably could have, but 1, it didn't. So we're not living in that world. And 2, the Avs never trailed in this hockey game. Not for a single second. I guess technically for a part of the game that didn't actually happen, they trailed because of the offside goal. But in reality, Avs never trailed. So I don't really have a huge problem with this one, especially knowing that come playoff time, when it's 4-1, can bet it's going to be Darcy Kemper in net and not Pavel Francouz. Val Nichushkin would tack on the empty netter to get your 5-3 final, and that was all she wrote. The Avs get the job done. Once again, they've won both of their games in California, and they're right back to cruising along. They've won their last 3 in a row, and despite that stretch of losing 4 out of their 5, their last 10 still looks 6-3-1. So any doubts that may have crept in were once again beaten back immediately by this team, and they're just genuinely running away with the West. They have a 3-point lead for the President's Trophy, too. The team's still ridiculous, and I'm going to be honest, it's fun to watch the team win, it's fun to watch them play very well, but we are kind of in a situation where the Colorado Avalanche are just waiting for the playoffs. That's where this season starts to matter. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and the Avs don't get Claude Giroux, but we'll see what they do on the deadline.
Avalanche time, come on, grab your friends. We're going to the playoffs again with Nate the dog and Gabe the babe. The fun isn't over yet. It is Avalanche time.